Peace. Huh. Peace. Power.
You are listening to Popcast with Garima.
एक लड़की थी दीवानी सी,
एक फकबॉय पे वो मरती थी।
नजरें झुका के शर्मा के गलियों से गुजरती थी।
ऐसे कौन चलता है बे?
चोरी चोरी चुपके चुपके चिट्ठियां लिखा करती थी।
नो, जस्ट स्लाइड इन माय डीएम्स ना।
कुछ कहना था शायद उसको, जाने किससे डरती थी।
तुझसे ही डरती थी।
जब भी मिलती थी मुझसे पूछा करती थी,
ये फकबॉय कौन होता है? ये फकबॉय कौन होता है? What's up guys? Welcome back to part 2 of the epic rant series कब तक चुप रहूंगी? If you haven't heard the part 1 with Chinmay and Shreya where we rant about the Masakali massacre and our pooping habits, go check it out. But right now, we have an important topic at hand that has ruined a lot of lives. Romanticizing fuckboys. And to rant on this one, we have the super crazy Priyam Saha, an actor, dancer, and former creative head, Miss Malini. So let's straight get into it. Oh, that sounded like a fuckboy.
So let the rants begin.
Hello, I am Priyam, and on a regular day, I do lots of things. I act, I dance, I make videos, I cook, I chill. But today, what we are going to do is rant about romanticizing fuckboys.
Hey Priyam, what's up? Thank you so much for coming in and doing the most important rant of the hour, romanticizing fuckboys. I think you will be like an agony aunt.
I could be, because like how they say that people like who don't know how to act become directors, जो fail हो जाते हैं वो teacher बन जाते हैं. So I feel like my great experience and years that I have put in the research of fuckboys by personally dating some of them, I really have the experience to be an agony aunt for sure.
अगर तुम मुझे यूं ही देखती रही तो तुम्हें मुझसे प्यार हो जाएगा।
Tell me what's one common thing with all the fuckboys? Like, why don't they make any day plans, yaar? They just want to Netflix and chill at night.
That's true. That is accurate. It's part of the charm, na? Like the fucked upness of the fucked boy, I think, is the common theme through everybody. They have to have something so obviously unappealing, and yet, irrespective of your better senses, तुम्हें लगता है कि नहीं ठीक है यार, ये कोई बात नहीं, इसको तो झेल लेंगे, ये तो संभाल लेंगे हम, that's fine.
How was your experience with fuckboys? Like, how many? You told me you have dated 80 of them. That's not even funny.
Must have. Upar niche kar ke. The thing is also with me, I was actually a very precocious child, I guess. I basically started like dating really early, is why I think the number seems slightly more skewed, because as you can tell, मैं अभी काफी जवान हूँ.
Cute.
Skewed.
Oh my god,
That,
I thought you were
that
saying it's cute.
Like a school level fuckboy is that fuckboy who would just sort of, like want to date you in secret, where you just sort of make out sometimes, but in front of his friends, you're not his girlfriend. फिर एक college level fuckboy होता है जिसमें वो कि नहीं अब मैं college पे focus कर रहा हूँ, तो आपको मैं अभी time नहीं दे पाऊंगा, और college में मेरी new life जो ये शुरू होने वाली है, तो उसमें आप fit नहीं हो रहे हो. Then there's a first work वाला fuckboy where like it's not okay for you to date in office, but means you're dating only. Like, it's so ironic that we are the generation that started mass communication as a field. आपस में तो घंटा नहीं communicate हो पाता है, which is basically fuckboy kryptonite, right? Because they're like, हाँ ठीक है, कोई rules तो है ही नहीं, तुम्हें कुछ भी बना सकता हूँ.
But communication होगा कैसे when your fuckboy doesn't reply for straight 8 hours? And then suddenly at 2 in the night, you'll say, hey baby, missing you.
Yeah, it's a particular hour of the night में आप बहुत appealing हो जाते हो. It is true.
Appealing
but
or
the thing is that
vulnerable?
I am appealing to them, and you sort of give in because you're feeling so vulnerable at that time. So in my fuckboy experience, I would think the no messaging, no calling wasn't a big thing, because I mean, मैं काफी alpha type क्यों generally, like I don't think you could get away by like not messaging me. But it was more to do with these convenient love rules, these convenient like कि हाँ है भी नहीं भी, a little hot and cold.
But all these fuckboys have something in common. Like they have a pattern. If you're dating in school, if you're dating in office or college or wherever, but they have a very strange pattern to themselves, and I think that's what women apparently get attracted to. Were you
I think
attracted to toxicity?
Oh, for sure. I used to get off on it. Like there's attraction, and then there's just this almost like sexual attachment. Yeah, for sure. I used to get off on it a lot. And I'm not trying to oversimplify it, but it is a lot to do with the movies we grew up watching. There is no other person to blame.
कान में जब तक सनीमा है लोग चूतिया बनते रहेंगे.
Like the only reason I would think that some behavior is okay, or even on the other side, right? Like even for the men to believe that they can behave a certain way, or uski naam mein hai, or ye sari jo bakwas cheezein hain. All of this is because it's part of who we are. It's inherent. Even right now, when we talk about sexism, and most of us or people that I thankfully interact with now are all loud and proud feminists. But you have to acknowledge that it's also been a huge arc for all of us also to unlearn. Telling ka source was tumhara Karan Johar, and even before that Yash Raj, and even the shows you'd watch like Friends, or like all your American sitcom, all of those.
I think Ross was totally fucked up.
Dude, 100%. What a truth. I cannot.
Okay, Rach. Before anything happens, I just want to lay down a couple of ground rules. This is just about tonight. I don't want to go through with this if it's going to raise the question of us. Okay?
But I think another reason that definitely age has a little factor in it, because I feel like when you're younger, maybe it is a function of you don't know enough, ya tumhari insecurities bhi zyada hoti hai life ko leke, you've still not found yourself and all. So then you're much more, I think, probable, ya fir much more available to be walked over on.
What's a fuck girl called?
Priyam? No, that's not true. What is a fuck? I mean, I think fuckboy is actually one of those very few things that are fairly gender neutral, I would think. When I say fuck girl, it just doesn't carry the same. And that in no way means that girls cannot be quote unquote fuck boys. 100% they can be. But I think fuck girl mein namak nahi hai, but it doesn't roll off your tongue like that.
Yeah, maza nahi aata na fuck girl. It has to be a fuck boy.
Our history of believing and knowing every day that men are trash, so fuck boy I think rolls off as an extension of that. You're just like, हाँ ठीक है, उसी umbrella में कोई बात. This angry feminist I'm sounding like. That's my favorite comment all over my social media. Any video I do, anytime I get a comment, and I get this a lot. That fucking angry feminist, and I'm like, sold. I have made my impact. It's great.
Yeah,
if this is my legacy, it's fine. And it's so funny to me because I'm actually not an angry person. And like, if you think I am angry, like, you have not met the people who are fighting the good fight. It's crazy.
Let's talk about women who give in to fuckboys. It starts from us. The reason men have got a label is because we think, this poor guy, let me just shower some love on him. He's fucked up. He's had a bad childhood. Let me just, mera hi pyar usko theek kar sakta hai. And knowing everything, we just give in to the relationship. Then we unknowingly blame ourselves and fuck our mental health and all of it.
No, but I think it goes back to, I don't think this conversation is as simple as that, women just allow it to happen is why it happens. I think it goes back to the conversation of what women are brought up to believe in. And it's not like they're looking at the information and being like, okay, but I will make the difference even though he can't. Because they somehow believe that that's the only option for this to work. That she will in some way have to compromise. And little things, right? Like, jo tumhare bhai ko tumse pehle thali milti hai bachpan mein. To like, if at all there is a deadline situation, then the guy gets to stay out till late and the girl doesn't. So I think those little things that just ingrain this in you. Why do you think arranged marriages are so big in this country? Because women have such little self-esteem to begin with. Unko lagta hai it's a miracle that somebody has chosen to like bless them. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, we can be friends. We just said the same word together.
I'm here for it.
Yes, awesome. Well, time now for the Popcast playlist, but don't go anywhere because Priyam is going to talk so much more sad.
Like this Sochcast? Tune in for more with the Sochcast app from the Google Play Store.
Welcome to the most awaited segment of the show, the Popcast playlist, where I give you my music recommendations and a personal curated playlist. And without ranting much, let's straight dive into the top 5 songs. The first song on the podcast playlist is called Boom Boom. It's a Hindi song. Now, this song was released in 1982 and definitely, guys, way ahead of its time. It's by a Pakistani pop brother-sister duo, Nazia and Zohaib. In fact, these are the same guys who gave us Disco Deewane. The song Boom Boom also has the same vibe. Also, this song was the first Pakistani pop music in the indie pop market way back then. So check it out. Song number 2 on the podcast playlist. Now, this song is literally an earworm. I've been hearing this one for the past week and I really wanted to share this one. I'm sure it's like pretty commercial now, so you would know it. So if you know it, just enjoy. Yeah, like groove to the music. It's called Dance Monkey by an Australian singer, Tony Watson. The song is basically how we're all used to being entertained just with the click of a button. Also, the song has topped all official singles chart in over 30 countries. Wow.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know you stopped me dead while I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. And oh my, I like your style. You make me wanna cry. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. So they say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, hey, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it that.
Time for the third song on the podcast playlist. The song's called Tado by FKJ, which is French Kiwi Juice. The song is epic groove with minimal lyrics, just how FKJ is. And it's literally a jazz-filled journey. Totally feel good. If you see the video, you'll notice that FKJ actually arranges all of his elements, right from saxophone to keyboard to the guitar, all by himself on his laptop and controllers. It's insane. So check it out. Song number 4 on the podcast playlist. It's a beautiful masterpiece by Khalid. It's called Better, but it's actually the best. This is one of my favorite songs from him. And if you like this one, you can also check out East Side. That's with Halsey. Check this one right now.
I'm good on the side, it's alright. Just hold me in the dark. Feels better than this. Nothing feels better. Nothing feels better than this.
Time for song number 5 on the podcast playlist. Well, if you've heard FKJ, you might relate to Tash Sultana. This song is again a fucking masterpiece. Even if you're not into songs that are mainly instrumental, you will still love her. She's a one-woman band, literally, who brings everything together. Same like FKJ. The song's called Welcome to the Jungle. Yes, just check it out. I think it's actually a jungle if you step out where we are, where we're living. We are animals. It's a jungle. Check it. Bye.
I see the way you move, it's a fluid. We are by my side, gonna take you high. Now that you're hurting, I see the tears behind those eyes, and I'm gonna wipe them with the final bullet inside.
Like this Sochcast? Tune in for more with the Sochcast app from the Google Play Store.
Well, that's our fuckboy calling. Over to Priyam.
So I do tarot for people, and it's great. Yeah, and I swear to God, bro, 50% of my clients, 50% of the women I speak to are essentially at different ages of their lives, are essentially just bogged down by like, usne break up kar diya and then now he's not gotten back to me, or like, oh, but he's told me like we've been sexually active for XYZ amount of time, but he doesn't want to commit. What does he feel about me? And I'm just like, to all my clients, I'm like, इतनी stupid कैसे, मतलब अगर तू उसने बोल दिया है कि उसको नहीं चाहिए commitment, तो फिर what do you mean? What does he feel about you? But then I have to do this whole like, okay, fine, let me read some cards for you, and maybe that will tell you that this is fucked up. So yeah it's a whole thing, dude. All of us are a part of it.
Yeah, they have their own third world problems. I mean, the world's dealing with bigger issues, and they're saying, मैंने 9:30 पे message किया, 31 हो गया, reply क्यों नहीं आया?
It's true. And it's so sad. And I don't want to judge these women, because I'm like, I understand where this is coming from, but stop it. Snap out of it. You deserve better.
Yeah, one or the other time we've been through it. I mean, ourselves. So there's no point judging them.
Exactly.
But going back to, where you were talking about movies are hugely responsible for this. I think you're very correct, because I was thinking about it. Right from Shah Rukh Khan and Dar.
तुम किसी और की नहीं हो सकती, कभी नहीं हो सकती.
To Kabir Singh until today, and to shows like You on Netflix, it just tells you that सब कुछ ठीक है, bro. हाथ पकड़ेगा तो आएगी.
Okay, You we'll talk about in a second, but how Kabir Singh and Dar both in some way or form, irrespective of how much money they made, etc., at least there was an active conversation about them being really fucked up characters. I am saying the bigger problem lies in when we let all these Raj and Rahuls of the world and the bunnies of the world just take a free pass because कि चलो ठीक है, hero है हमारी picture का, and that's the weird hall pass we are giving all of them. If you come, like, I'm the biggest Shah Rukh fan in the entire world. I love him, but you cannot take away the fact that he was getting into Simran's like personal space, shoving bras on her face, and doing really fucked up behavior the first time he met her, and that's not okay. He gaslighted her into believing that she's lost her virginity. That's not okay. But you keep at the end of the late jayenge. So you buy into it, and constantly hearing the communication that ऐसे अजीब सा behavior सही है और ऐसे ही तुम्हें प्यार मिलेगा कि दर्द के बिना प्यार नहीं है, drama के. Sorry, am I rambling? I've gotten very high suddenly.
Go on.
So I used to be a huge Sex and the City fan, and I am team Sex and the City. Like, I love Samantha, and over time you realize how everybody else is fucking stupid. But chalo theek hai. Now on my rewatch, I have just remembered that my first real boyfriend, who I started dating when I was in the 11th standard, and it was a very fucked up kind of see, fuckboy 101. That was my first training into my institute, and after that it continued for a while. But like, we were on and off for years. और बहुत तमाशा, बहुत ड्रामे ये सब. और मैं ना अपने दिमाग में, bro, constantly, I would try to draw some Carrie and Big parallel. Like, in my head, it was just very like, oh, but how they dated on and off and broke up and married other people, came back after 10 years, and I believed it was going to happen for me. I was like, of course, some Carrie or Big ही तो है. ऐसे ही प्यार के लिए ये डूब के जाना पड़ेगा इस आग से, like those kind of things. Now when I'm rewatching, I'm just like, I cannot believe. Right now, every time Big comes on screen, like I have a physical reaction of repulsion. मैंने कहा अगर ये hot नहीं होता मैं देखती भी नहीं उसको एक second भी. But how when I was younger, I just rationalized that behavior. I was like, yeah, और अब मेरे को ऐसा चमाटा मारने का मन कर रहा है उसको. Because I watched it when I was growing up and I was like, oh yeah, the perfect relationship is Carrie and Big. They have no joke, but they come back because love is bigger than everything. It's not. Your self-respect should be.
कोई प्यार करे तो तुमसे करे, तुम जैसे हो वैसे करे.
Tell me what's more hazardous, these chocolate boys or the toxic fuck boys?
No, I think chocolate boys for sure. It's in the same way. What is more hazardous? Is it your sugar in your diet or is it drugs? 100% is a sugar because you're not expecting it to fuck you up that much. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing drugs and all, you somehow you know what you're getting into, and you're like, "Chalo, theek hai now."
Signed up for.
But you're like, no, like look at me, I'm so great. I'm gonna make you feel good. But boom, you're fat. You have diabetes. You're gonna die. Everything is clogged.
Any end punch, madam, that you want to?
I'm all punched out. I have nothing else to say, yeah.
So damn cool. Thank you so much for taking our time and doing this podcast with me. I want to sound like Karan Johar, but I don't have a hamper to give you. So yeah.
This was so fun, Garima. Thank you for having me. I hope I was able to use my experience in educating somebody else who doesn't need to live through that. Or actually means live only. Yeah? We all make our mistakes. It's part of who we are. It's cool. But yeah, it was great fun. Thank you for having me. I had such a good time.
Thank you so much. And I'll catch you soon. Bye.
Yep, bye.
If you had fun listening to this episode, then like and share the episode with all your fuckboys, your fuckboys friends, if you've had a fuckboy or if you are a fuckboy. And follow me on Instagram at Popcast with Garima for more craziness.